This is Launching Your Daughter podcast, and I'm your host, Nicole Burgess, licensed marriage and family therapist. The information shared in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Now, here is today's episode. Episode 54. Well, welcome everybody. At the time of this recording, it's a few days before Mother's Day here in the U.S. And in today's episode, I would like to talk about not only celebrating Mother's Day, but also talking about, for some folks out there, I know it's a time of loss and sorrow, and to be able to embrace both versus the either or. So for the moms who are celebrating Mother's Day, and your daughters and your partners are recognizing you for all that you do for them and for all that you are, I hope that you really get that day in bed, get food served to you, get beautiful cards, flowers, whatever it is that makes you feel loved by your family. I hope that happens for you today. I also hope for those of you celebrating your mom, whether she lives near to you or lives far away from you, that you reach out and contact her and tell her what you are grateful for, how she has impacted your life over the years. Maybe she's helped you do budgeting, and maybe that has helped you become a most empowered young woman in being able to manage your own finances. Maybe she has taught you so many different life skills, whether it's from being able to keep your room straight or being able to manage a house in general, or from cooking and experimenting in the kitchen. Whatever it is that your mom has done for you, shown you, guided you, help her know that by reaching out to her and sharing that information with her. I know for many of the moms I have worked with over the years, it's amazing the small little moments that they have gotten feedback from their kids, how that has so impacted their life. And maybe their children don't necessarily know it, but it really has made a big impact on them as a mom. So however you share with your mom what you appreciate about her, do so today. I know also for others of you, this may be the year that you are truly mourning the loss of your mother. And this can be a very difficult, sad day because one, you may be the mom of, your daughter right there at home. And so you're trying to celebrate and at the same time feeling a great loss. It's okay to feel both. It's okay to set aside time to remember the mom that you have lost, to remember what she meant to you, to remember both the good times and maybe the not so good times of your time with your mom. If you need your family for support, tell them that. If you want to go visit her gravesite, feel free to do so. That's part of how you're also celebrating your Mother's Day, is giving yourself permission to celebrate you being a mom and hold and give yourself support in the sadness that you feel for the loss of your mom. I know often when I'm working with families that when there has been a loss, and I'm talking more about there's been a death in the family, and maybe it's more known that they were getting older and they died from medical complications, or there's been cancer, and so the end of life is coming. And I get it's still very, very difficult. I'm not trying to minimize that. Other times I know there is accidents that happen, car accidents that happen, and that could be much more painful in the sense that there was no maybe a goodbye process. Whereas if you knew the person, you knew your mom was dying, that you were able to have that goodbye process. However that loss happened, having some space and time around acknowledging your sorrow. Maybe it's lighting a candle in remembrance. Maybe it's getting out the photo album so that you can look back at some of those memories and not only laugh, but also cry. All of that is okay. Oftentimes, when it comes around that time of loss, people can feel really sad or sometimes feel more irritable and they're not too sure why. Sometimes it's due to holidays, just like Mother's Day, that can bring up a lot of memories, emotions, and we may not necessarily be so conscious of it. So if this is your first Mother's Day, please give yourself permission to truly know that you're okay, in the sense that whatever emotions come up for you are okay. If this is, you've lost your mom many years ago and you still feel sad, that's okay too. That self-care piece, grieving the loss, missing your mom, is normal. It really is okay. If you have been struggling with this sadness and not being able to get up and get out of the house, go to work, I would definitely encourage you to seek professional help to get that support you need. For partners and for children, being able to also support your mother, your wife, your partner in her loss is also important and loving, and being able to give her the best support that you can. You can't take away that pain from her, but recognizing it and verbalizing that to her, letting her know that this can be a tough time for her, can be very, very supportive. I also know for some of you who are listening, you may not have grown up in the most supportive or loving family when you were younger. And sometimes celebrating Mother's Day is just very challenging because it can bring back some of those memories of maybe there was emotional abuse that was going on in your home. Maybe there was physical abuse going on in your home. Maybe there was neglect that was going on. And it can really bring up a lot of mixed emotions. Wherever you are in that, knowing that right now, in this moment, that you are okay, that you are safe, that you are an adult, and you're no longer in that environment. It's also okay if you don't have that relationship with your mom, maybe because she was the one who was doing the abuse, and she wasn't at a place where she could own it and apologize and get the help that she also needed to overcome the way she treated you, and so you couldn't reconcile that relationship. And at the same time, maybe you were helped raised by, aunts or other grandparents, or maybe you had some other women in your life, teachers, mentors, coaches, that really became this mother figure to you. It is totally okay for you to reach out to them and share with them how much they meant to you, how they impacted your life as you were growing up. When we come from this place of looking at what we are grateful for in our lives, our stress levels go down, our compassion goes up, and we're able to feel more present. We're able to truly be in relationships in a much healthier way because we take that time to slow down and recognize, in this moment, here's what I'm grateful for. No matter what you've experienced, no matter where you have been, it's recognizing it's now in the past. You can still have so many different memories and emotions that come forward. Give them space. Be gentle with yourself. Maybe you need to journal. Maybe you just need to sit in some meditation and just allow yourself to breathe. Maybe it's doing a walking meditation and just going back out into nature and reconnecting with nature so that you feel regrounded in your body. Self-care is so important during this day and this time. Again, whether it's a celebration of you being a mom and if remembering the loss, for whether it's the mom who has truly died or the mom that you wish you had but you didn't. Giving yourself permission to be where you are on this day is what this is about. Recognizing the skills, the love, the guidance, the support you have been doing with your own daughters and with your own sons. Recognizing that you are a big piece of their life You are doing the best that you can with where you are, with who you are, and you continue to embrace being the most perfect imperfect parent that you can be, because you're also human and we are all imperfect. So for all the partners out there, for all the daughters out there, and for the sons, recognize, or let me say, reflecting back to your mom, what she means to you, what she has done for you, what you are grateful for. Share that with her in this moment. Share that with her today. Don't hesitate anymore, even if that feels extremely uncomfortable to say it out loud to her. I really encourage you to do it. I know a lot of times people are like, oh, but I feel really embarrassed. We don't share a lot of love in our family, or we don't say it out loud. Sometimes we do it through actions. It's okay to do both. And when you are uncomfortable, just embrace feeling uncomfortable. It's not going to hurt you to feel uncomfortable. Words and actions really do make big impacts in other people's lives. And when we can share that with one another, phew, boy, that makes it really can shift a lot of things. So I encourage you to, in doing that today, share that with those that you love. Share that with those who have made a big impact in your life. For all the women out there who've made an impact in your life, share that with them. For all you moms out there, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the job that you're doing. Thank you for being who you are, not only as a mom, but also as a woman. Thank you for showing your daughter how much she means to you, the skills that you're teaching her, and helping her be the best possible human being she can be, and continuing to be brave and courageous, and loving her with her own faults and her own stumbles, and also role modeling to her self-care and support. I hope you found this episode supportive of you wherever you are in this life's journey. And I invite you to sign up for the newsletter. I've got some new information that I'll be sending out at the end of the month, another blog post and some other information. And I really appreciate all your support. This is a 1-year anniversary for my podcast to be up and running. And I so appreciate all of your support that you have given over this last year. And I truly appreciate the feedback that I have gotten from both local listeners and those from various parts of the world. Thank you again. Thank you for listening to Launching Your Daughter with Nicole Burgess, licensed marriage and family therapist. For more information or to stay up to date, go to launchingyourdaughter.com. You can sign up for my email list or join my Facebook group. Thank you.